fans, and I've seen it put in the big old mecha guys that you have in there, so you have airflow, especially on your head. That keeps you cool.
Last night we went to the Godzilla thing,
Fun.
and I don't know his name, but the guy who was actually Godzilla back in the 80s, right, in those movies, he was there.
Fun.
He was amazing. So this is him. He's up on stage, doesn't speak a lick of English, so he's all Japanesing out, which is awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Like, let me teach you how to be Godzilla. So he goes, wait, here, I'm gonna wait, what the heck?
You're ours. You will never escape.
Okay, so he gets up and he goes, okay, so you do this. And then you do that. And then you just, right? It's a beautiful thing. So then he's talking, and then the translator's talking for him. And the translator's talking, and he's pretty monotone. And this is the Godzilla guy doing this. And you're like, what is he doing? So apparently, he was in this big costume, and he said it was really hot in there. There was no ventilation. It was a rubber costume. That was the only way he could keep cool was by getting airflow. Isn't that crazy?
Well, now we have a tip for
now
when
you
you're
know.
like midnight Batman. Just
Right?
do some squats.
Get the air moving.
Fine. You're gonna have a handler with a fan.
I saw that and I immediately thought, Halo teabagging.
Or have a handler with a fan into my cold locker. It's also a very good method for keeping cool. To bring it back.
I think we've got, maybe one more question?
Yes.
What's your process for you're creating a character in your costume? What's your research?
Could you say that again?
What's your process for creating a character? Like, do you have like a step-by-step? Like, what research do you do? What fabrics do you choose? What stretch do you do? And like the detail of each costume.
I can go to that for you.
I personally like to, I gather a lot of material, I usually base a costume that I do off of, am I a fan of the character? Am I a fan of, just a TV show or whatever? And then based on that, I'll read further into the character, look up different types of art styles of that character. Usually I use DeviantArt, Google. You can find a lot of different versions of the character. And then if it's one that I'm like, you know what, I think I could do that one, or I find this particular design very attractive to me, then I will go ahead and from there kind of figure out what kind of materials I want to use. Do I want it to be something that looks very rich and regal, or do I want something that is a little bit more of like regular fabrics, like something like this. And then, from there, I'll, begin designing how I'm going to do my costume, where my scenes are going to be, things like that. You were saying you have a Baroness.
Yeah, for my Baroness, I based on a collectible statue. So if you're lucky enough to have a statue or a specific art where you get a 360, it's great, you can have that. But on those types of costumes that have so many different pieces, I like to actually sketch out each individual piece so I can see them clearly and not forget anything. So like for Baroness, her boots had 3 separate parts to them. So I made sure to sketch out how many ridges were in each part, where all the different seam lines were, so that I just had some sort of roadmap to creating that costume. And then it was to the fashionista with me, see what I could find my materials, onto sculpting the armor, doing body casts and all that sort of stuff, and being able to finish it out. Same thing with Lady Sif, I had to sketch out all the different armor pieces to get all the different layers correctly in it. Some costumes, you just look at the picture and go to fashionista, fabric, away with you.
And I do similar to what Ivy does. I look at bunches of different versions of whatever I'm doing, and you can piece together what you want or find one particular that you identify with. But then I will take them all and take my favorite pictures and do like a photo collage.
Yeah.
And I usually hang that on the wall when I'm sewing and doing stuff, because then I'm constantly getting that reminder. I can see it, it's inspiration. I go, well, should I do this or should I do that? Oh, let me look at it again. And there it is, it's right there.
And keep it for when you're getting dressed so you don't forget anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Have that
Checklist.
printout,
Checklist.
yes.
Yeah.
print out with a checklist.
I agree with, I mean, we all do the
Yeah,
costume, so, my usual process now is that, since I'm always, on the go, and all of us are, like, after work, you're like, okay, I forgot, for example, if you're printing out, and I do print out as well, if you forget it, then leave it on your cell phone. I do my
Yeah.
research, put it on my cell phone, if I'm at Joann's, I'm like, oh, and I leave it as my reminder, as my background. Yes,
Yeah, it's on
every
my computers.
cosplay is on my background on my cell phone. So I can see each piece, and I'm like, okay, and I had to remind myself to finish the costume. So like, the first thing I see is my costume, like, oh, I didn't do it, I didn't finish it.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
my log home screen.
Yes. And I can, and also I like to also buy the toys. If you
Yeah.
can buy the toy, but you don't have to, because nowadays, the toy blocks, like
Oh,
360.
yeah, they take so many photos.
And that, to me, I think, is like very important. As long as you get your source material on your cell phone, I think that's the best.
I'm old school. I carry around a book too.
Oh, that's good too, yeah. Yeah, and,
And then I have all of them in there. Like
Yeah.
there's the art books, like an 8x10, and I'll just take my printout from my wall and I stick it in there and I go to the fabric
Yeah.
stores with them, and that way I can go, oh, I'm gonna do this costume today, and I need stuff for this one too, so, yeah.
So it organized.
Awesome, thank you guys so much, you're amazing.
And coming up next at 4 o'clock in this room is a panel called Silly Things Students.